All right, I know. Calm down, calm down. But Grayson, you said no more bike roast. Listen up, okay? I know you're probably pretty excited right now. I am too, but we need to get a couple things straight. I am going to bring back the bike roast because I have never had such an overwhelming demand for anything ever in my life, business, YouTube, anything. People want this so bad. What we're going to do. The reason I took it away was the reason I took it away. But here's the reason I'm bringing it back. I did the bike roast for a long time and I was just kind of sick of it. But I'm bringing it back as not only a roast, but I'm going to accept more bikes in. And hey, if I like a bike, I'm going to tell you what I like about it. Because, there's more that I can talk about. It's kind of, whenever you're talking about what you don't like, that's a certain amount of things you could say, right? But when you talk about what you do like, it's a whole nother chunk of content and conversation, and it'll just make for more and better content. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep titling this the bike roast, but I'm going to turn it into more of a bike review. So I'm going to put in bikes I like, tell you why I like it, put in bikes I hate, and tell you why they suck. But we are doing this podcast format because it's the middle of winter right now. That's why another big reason why I've decided to bring it back, because I need some content to film inside. So I am going to bring back the bike roast, probably do it once or twice a month, but in a couple months, when that sun starts getting real fucking hot, when spring and summer comes around and I'm able to go outside every day and turn this back into a full-time vlog channel, this bike roast will stick around, but it's going to go to the podcast channel. So it's going to be pretty much what you see right now, except no cuts. It'll be longer format, probably within a bigger... So it'll stick around, but it's going to be moved over to my podcast. So if you want to go ahead and hit the link in the description, subscribe to that, so that way whenever that transition does happen in a couple months, you will already be there and not be like, where the fuck's the bike roast? Well, it's still here. It's just over there, or the bike review. We're going to keep calling it the bike roast because it's pretty much the iconic name that we've deemed it. Also on the podcast, we have like the sponsor series. At this point, I'm pretty sure most of you know what it is, but we just came out with another awesome episode where I react to edits that you guys send me, which is I react to your edits. Don't send me random fucking edits. I want to react to your edits. And at the end of the podcast, hour and a half later, I will pick a winner and send you some free merch. So if that sounds interesting, also check out the podcast. There's a lot going on over there. We got a great show going on. Before we go any further, we have a sponsor for today's video. You might be wondering, dog, what is that super badass fucking shit on your t-shirt? It's not the jacket, it's the t-shirt. Let me be clear. I'm just really cold. That's why I have a jacket on. Today's video is brought to you by Sanson's Craft and Creation. I'm wearing one of their t-shirts right now. It's totally unique. It's way different from what you're used to seeing with my clothing brand and the stuff that you guys usually pick up. So if you're more into stuff like this and less into the stuff that I've been selling, be sure to click the link in the description. Go follow them, and I've got a quick ad read so you can totally understand the product that you would potentially be buying. This is what they would like you guys to know. We hand draw and digitize our artwork from sketching, illustration, and Photoshop from scratch. We get inspiration from what's trending, movies, games, events, and put them in the ice cream shape. Most of our products are adult size, although we will be bringing smaller range for kids. So this is... Obviously, they do like ice cream design t-shirts, which I think is really cool. Here's their mission. Our mission is to put joy, laugh, and share love to the audience. We symbolize ice cream as an icon that people love every day. Share it with their friends, family, etc. And also cheer someone when he/she is down. Through our medium, that's what we want, them to share their happiness. Now, what makes them different? Our mission and message itself strongly differentiates us from others. On top of that, all of our designs are made in-house. No one will find any templates out there since we hand draw them and keep our portfolios. If that sounds like something you could get behind, be sure to click the link in the description below. Check out some of their stuff, and thank you so much for sponsoring this video. All right. Before we go into the bike review, we've got channel memberships. And why would you want to join a channel membership? Well, you get discounts on merch. You get early access to all the videos, which means, hey, you'll get the bike roast up to 3 days early. Sometimes I literally have videos up a week early. Sometimes it's the evening before, but you get discounts on merch. You get early access to videos. You get access to my private Discord where we exchange memes. We exchange clips. We have a how-to section where you guys can ask questions about business, YouTube, how to do a trick, blah, 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 whatever you want. We've got a general section where we talk about anything. One guy just pitched a business idea that's actually a really good fucking idea. And you guys will be able to check that out and support him and other awesome things on the Discord if you guys sign up for the channel membership. Anyway, let's get into the bike roast. So my most recent podcast was about Elon Musk. It was pretty funny. It was like pretty much how he's the world's richest man and doing a bunch of memes about him and stuff. But I prepared 2 slideshows for that podcast. And while I was at it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a slideshow for the bike roast. Behold the bike roast by Greyson Roberts. I made it into a slideshow. So let's see how this goes. And I ask that if you enjoy the bike roast, hit that like button, because otherwise, if you don't like it, that means you don't want more. So yeah, like it. First up, we have @will_rides_BMX. All right, buddy. Let's see. We've got the jet fuel sprocket, solid sprocket. Why would you do a solid sprocket? Why? What's the point of that? And then you've got the jet fuel stem, that knockoff Sabrosa Gucci seat. You got a whole ass Sabrosa bike, so that's one thing for concern. But it's not terrible. You know, you got a couple dumb stickers. That sprocket's just stupid with that big bulky half-link chain. Looks like you've only got pegs on one side, so I know you're automatically just not that good, dog. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple bike. I would never ride this. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But hey, you know what? Whatever floats your boat. Some people like women, some people like dudes. I'm gonna leave it at that. @will_rides_BMX. I'm giving your bike, you know, it's not terrible. We'll give it a 4 out of 10. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but dadgummit, it's pretty. It's not the best either. @Shane_682. Now, I don't know why this picture looks like Big Chungus Boy, but it's super distorted. But where do I even start? With all these stickers, good fucking lord. Slam seat, blue grips, stickers everywhere. Taint brown frame and not spokes. I'm so bumfuzzled because this bike is cranks. That's the word I'm looking for. Tires with big ol' Eastern written on it, so everybody knows how fucking dumb you are. This bike is pretty ugly. I can already tell by looking. Short bus kind of, you know what I mean? I don't want to say too much. No, this bike is for real pretty bad. So the I have is @Shane_682, but you can clearly see in the picture it's 7626 Anthony. So someone might have sent someone else's bike, and this might be a problem. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this bike's god awful. Who let you buy this? You must have some really fucked up friends if they were like, yeah, man, sick. You should totally spend money on that. I don't know. That's gonna have to be a 2 out of 10. That's pretty bad. @Philly_cheese_skate. Now, obviously, this is not his bike. He told me that this is not his bike, but this was clearly okay. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. This is super cool. I wonder if this is actually rideable. I wonder if if it's the back end looks dummy long. I don't know if this is a legit, but I mean, someone manufactured this well enough to be installed on every single part of BMX needs. You look, it's the frame, it's got the cranks, it's got the front wheel, the holds the forks and the seat, and this is actually extremely impressive. This is super creative. I would love to ride this bike, although it has no chain, but maybe it, I guess it is a fucking chain. Who needs a chain? The whole goddamn bike's a chain. And not to mention, the color looks pretty cool. I mean, even if this bike was totally normal and didn't have a wonky ass frame, I would still probably give it a good rating, but this is super unique. This is going to be a 9 out of 10. And notice, no stickers. @Vans_bro. So this is a pretty average looking bike, and it looks like you also have jet fuel cranks. And now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind jet fuel that much, but that first bike with that dumbass sprocket, that was stupid. But this is not terrible. Although you do have, looks like brake marks on your back wheel, another bulky half-link chain it looks kind of like a snake. It's like two-tone, maybe even tri-tone. What the hell even is that? I don't know what this says about you as the bike owner, but something tells me this bike does not smell good. Why do I say that? The wall is literally disintegrating behind the fucking bike, dog. This bike is so toxic that it just melts the paint off the wall. Pretty impressive, but I'm guessing that's generated from the jet fuel cranks. Harry Mann himself pulled those out of his tight sphincter. All right, next bike we have @LaRob SoundCloud Rapper. Well, okay, I assume that your SoundCloud career is going about as smoothly as the way your bike looks. This is god fucking awful. Looks like you ran literally through someone's cheeks. Good lord, this is dirty. You got the bike light on there. You got the 4-piece bars. You got another bike light. I see 2 bike lights. Slam seat. You got tennis balls on the spokes. Mismatched tires. The red does not match the red on the chain. The red on the chain does not match the red on the pedals. The red on the pedals does not match the red bike light. You should, honestly, okay. You should consider a fucking brain scan, son. You've got guns back there. Okay. Well, okay. We're going to leave the guns alone because I'm going to say a joke that I regret later. But the fishing pole, I'm going to make an assumption here. You were out fishing with your grandpa. I don't know what the hell you're doing. You're out fishing and you were winding it up for a daggum cast, and you don't quite release it all the way, and it comes back and it hits you in the eye. Helen Kellered you up, and now this is what your bike looks like. So I'm not going to say too much because you might be blind. Odds are you are, because look at this thing. I'm so flabbergasted right now. Oh my god. Looks like you knuckle shuffled your piss pump all over this daggum bike, son. Look at your tennis ball down there. He does not look stoked. Oh my god. This is probably one of the worst bikes we've seen. This is bad. This is bad. All right. I'm gonna give this one a. You know what? I want you guys. I need help. At La Rob SoundCloud Rapper, I need you guys down below to comment your best roast on this bike. Let me know what I should rate this bike, because I'm not even going to rate it right now. I need you guys to rate it, and it's, oh, good lord, I can't. Oh my god, we need to get this over with. I'm literally going to throw up. I just drank a whole chocolate shake too. Oh look, we've got Australian Shark Tank in the background. Good for you guys. You get the double whammy today. Anyway, at Christian's BMX. I actually am a fan of this bike. Now, let me tell you something. I would get rid of all the stickers, of course. I would change those red headset spacers. I would change those to silver. I love the jet fuel spokes. I think this is a really clean bike. You cleaned it up for the picture. You took a good picture. You're leaning it on an energy drink, so I know you're fucking sick. Yeah, I mean, this bike is pretty cool. You got that slam seat, so I would hope that you're doing big 360 tail ups over box jumps. You know, you see, this seems like the kind of bike that would show up to the park. Hub, it's just beyond obnoxious. I bet you're one of those guys. And then you're doing the foot jam you're doing a tail whip to foot jam whip to tail whip back in. Park is fucked, son. I actually really like this. I'm a fan of this bike. This is pretty cool. I wouldn't, maybe I would ride this. I don't know. I feel like if you took the stickers off, raised the seat a little bit, the frame is like not quite black. It's more like gray. I don't know. This is so close to being a bike that I would actually ride. I'm going to give this bike a 6 out of 10, as it is right now. Has a lot of potential. But don't take my advice. I spray painted my frame, so don't, yeah. I'm just going to cancel this whole show. Next up, we have at Lil_Hoppy_03. Now, this is not a very good picture, but I think you guys know what I'm going to say. Stickers, 4-piece bars, no pegs, unsealed, clearly everything. Blue stem that does not match the grips. And is that a jet fuel frame? And where are you? And who's that feller down lurking upon the hill? What in the fuck? He's probably calling the cops on your ass, because this bike is just does not belong in society. I'm noticing a theme here. Everybody seems to be slamming their seats, but I guarantee none of you fuckers are doing tail whips, okay? You've got gyro tabs, but 4-piece bars, so conflict of interest there. Looks like you're actually, the first time a good color coordination has gone on in today's show is your valve caps kind of match your stem a little bit. So good for you, but not a good bike. 4 out of 10. Okay, speaking of Big Jungus Boy, at Cedric Sucks. I don't know why the picture is so distorted. I think that was actually me when I was preparing this legendary Google slide, but I actually really like this bike, and it's pretty close to being rideable. Not to mention it says 69 on the top tube. Fucking dope. This bike is actually super cool. But here's what I would change. That seat looks a little bit thin and uncomfortable. I would raise it a little bit and get a nice fat seat. I would, honestly, I would get rid of the red. Anything that's not white, I would turn chrome. I would make this bike as flashy as possible. If I don't get arrested by the police for distracting traffic and causing at least 6 fatalities in the first 30 minutes of riding this bike in public, I would be pissed. If I rode this bike, I would want people to die. But no, actually, I like the creativity. I mean, it takes balls to have an all-white bike because the nature of BMX is pretty dirty. Not a bad bike. Very interesting. No pegs. I mean, I question your state of mind, but at the end of the day, like I said, points for creativity. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. At Gameltorp. So this bike, I love this bike. This is one of the, here's the thing. I would ride this bike. I know you got the 4-piece bars. A lot of people know I like to make fun of 4-piece bars. True, okay, cat's out of the bag, son. I don't mind 4-piece bars. If there's 4-piece bars on an ugly bike, that's just cherry on top. But this bike, I would ride the 4-piece bars in this. Okay, not take it that far. But the 4-piece bars do look pretty good. Even those grips. I like the blue swirl. I think they're Brock Rayford grips. I really, really want that frame. That's like one of my dream frames. I really want that. I messaged Federal if I could have it. They were like, dog, we're out of stock. Then they came back in stock. Then I didn't give a fucking more. Then I didn't care anymore. But dude, this bike is beautiful. Those tires are sick. The frame bag. You guys know I like to make fun of those little accessories on bikes. But I mean, hey, it looks good with that. It's clean. Stickers are all right if they're well placed, if they look good. The stickers on this look great. You've got the palm tree design on the front. You've got on the top tube the federal design. You've got one little Odyssey sticker that came from the factory on the bars. Looks fine. This bike looks brand new. I would love to ride this bike. This is a bike I would personally own right now. My favorite color. 10 out of 10. One of the better bikes that have seen this show. All right, next is at Jergis333BMX. Where do I begin? All right, well, okay. Don't tell me those are those see-through ODI grips. Please don't tell me that. Please unsub. I don't really know what to say about this bike. I mean, I don't like it, obviously, but it's not terrible. It's not even close to one of the worst bikes we've seen here today. You got brakes, so you're safe. That's awesome. I mean, you've got a red frame, you've got tan wall tires, a chrome stem, which, go to black stem. I don't even really mind the tires. I don't really mind the seat, but the grips with the flanges, it's a little too much for me. But you do have brakes, so in theory, it might be functional. But I mean, this honestly, I used to say this a lot in the series. You can kind of look at a bike and be like, okay, this is a good bike, or this bike literally just spawned out of someone's fucking butthole. And this is not a great. This is not a good bike. I don't really know what else to say about this. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 10. Next up, I believe this is our final one, and it is sent in by @7.dnike. Okay, many questions. First of all, what is Buzz? Why do you have playing cards? Looks like everything's unsealed, first of all. I don't think this is a 20-inch bike. Once again, slammed seat, and your bars are really, really short with the front load stem. You're either a midget, okay, a baby, all right, or have really bad back problems, or you ride your bike like this, like Uncle Jimbo on his combine. You just got that hunchback. This bike is, I don't want to say it's ugly, but when it comes to the geometry, just the visual appeal of it, it really just makes me sad. I mean, of course, this is probably a younger kid on this bike, but the playing cards, tennis balls, I don't know if you know this. Most people use tennis balls because it's, I don't know, they like guys, I guess. I don't know. Not here to judge, but the functionality behind using tennis balls in the spokes is because if you've got a couple loose spokes and you don't have a wrench on you, you can just put those in there. It adds tension to the spokes, and it makes everything kind of temporarily run all right. It just tightens your spokes, adds more tension to it. The playing cards have no real functionality. They scream mental disorder, but that, once again, hey folks, I'm not here to judge. I'm going to give this bike, honestly, it's not bad. Like I said, it probably belongs to a young kid, so let's take geometry out of it. Visually, I'm going to give this bike a 6 out of 10. It would honestly be a 7 because I do like that orange, and I like those clean white wall tires. But the playing cards and your spokes really knocked it down a notch for me. So we are going to give you a 6 out of 10. Otherwise, it would be a 7. Anyway, and that concludes my slideshow. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed this bike roast. Be sure to click the podcast so that way in a couple months you don't even miss a beat whenever you want to see another episode of the podcast. Join the channel memberships to join the Discord and get your bike roasted. If you join the Discord and you send in your bike, you are 100% going to get into the Discord. Other than that, DM @boss.industries. That's my clothing brand's page. DM them a picture of your bike and you will potentially be entered into the next bike roast. I'll probably do another one in a couple of weeks. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hit that like button if you want to see more. And hey, appreciate you. Australian Shark Tank, folks.